a mousy boy.
Did you call me?
A mousy boy.
You're a traffic cone.
Oh, look at me. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Wow. Oh wait, that's not funny?
You're welcome.
Oh no, that's not.
The balloons.
Oh great. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she
Is
was
that that monster?
making sure we were in the right spot.
Y'all got everything? Thanks.
They're having a party here, so there's balloons.
Have a good night. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, have you guys ever had a passenger not close the door? I can't remember the last time that's... Well, I have the automatic doors. People don't usually sit in the front. I want to talk about something personal. I'm going to go outside. It's kind of funny how I'm going to broadcast this to the world, but I don't want anybody to hear me saying anything while I'm saying it. If you're the type of person that's hard on yourself, and that's not everybody, but if that's you, let's say you're the type of person that's like, oh, when I get to this point, then I'm going to do this with my life. And you know, you've heard it before. People are like, no, the time is now. Like, don't wait. And I was just getting out of the shower right now, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm thinking, damn, you're looking pretty good. I never really felt that I was a good looking person growing up. A couple of my best friends, they used to tell me that like I had a big nose, which I do. But like, who cares? Like, there's nothing you can do about that. Whatever your features are, like, yeah, sure, you could go get plastic surgery. Is that really what you want to do? And it's so sad because so many young people nowadays, they're like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. And they don't realize that later on in life, they're going to learn to appreciate their bodies, hopefully. You have acne, like whatever it is, and you're thinking like, no, like this sucks, like I hate my life. It's not always going to be like that. Things will get better, especially if you work on them. When I say work on them, I don't mean like get your parents' money or spend all your money on something that hopefully works. Your issue is hair loss and you really just want a full head of hair. You saw what Elon Musk did. If you got enough money, you can go to these hair doctors and you can have a full head of hair. I'm not going against anybody that wants to do stuff like that because they're worried about how the public's gonna perceive them. But I just want to make the point that like me, like I've never felt like I've measured up. Even to this day, I don't feel like good enough for a lot of things. Like the reason I don't have a girlfriend in particular right now is because that's actually a long story. That's a whole nother video in itself. I mean, basically when it comes down to it is the girls that I'm choosing, they're not good enough for me. And so I end up in a bad relationship with like a toxic person, and then it doesn't work out. And that's another thing too. The older you get, you develop wisdom. There's a lot of mistakes that I would have made earlier in life if I would have gotten married to the wrong girl, and my life would be hell right now. And so it's fortunately like I'm a patient person. No, I'm getting old. I don't have a family. Like that's crazy to some people. To me, it's a victory because if I would have had a family and all these things, like it would have, like I might have been dead by now from the stress. When you really sit down and think about your life, I could like be so hard on myself. Like, wow, I've been doing YouTube for like well over almost 2 years now, and I only have 10,000 subscribers. Like, no, there's plenty of people that have been doing it longer than me, and they haven't even been monetized yet. Appreciate what we have, right? That's what I'm learning. And it's not like hurt. It's like they say, hurt people hurt people. I'm not trying to point fingers and be like, oh, this person, like I've hurt people too. None of us are perfect. The important thing to me is to, am I staying on topic right now? The important thing to me is to always strive to do your best. And that means different things for different people. If you're a girl and or a guy and you have like a bunch of acne, some of the hottest girls have like crazy issue with acne. We just tend to focus on the negative, and you don't have to. I'm down on myself a lot, and I don't want other people to put themselves, especially like the younger people out there, to put yourselves through what I've put myself my whole life, which has really Made me like shy at times when I really didn't need to be. It's one way or another, everybody's a badass. You need to go into every situation thinking like, yeah, I am enough. I'm the shit. And I'm going to do good here. And you know, like we have our wins and our losses. The important thing is to keep that positive attitude. If you think your nose is big and like you're not good enough for this or that, that's crazy talk. Don't let the negative forces affect you like that. People out there suck. You don't have to. You got to be good to yourself. Because I mean, here in LA, growing up as a kid, even my closest friends were so mean in a lot of ways. And it's like part of the culture here, if not all of America. When I'm driving Uber and I pick up groups of foreign kids, like they're so nice. And then even when I pick up at like UCLA, and like I guess the experience is different for everybody. Fortunately for some, they have their groups of friends that are good to them. But for me, I grew up in a somewhat toxic family, and so it kind of trained me to have toxic friends because that's what I was used to. And now that I'm getting older and I had an issue with pain in my back that is getting better and better all the time. And that's another thing. When you have other issues like pain and different things, it can really be, it can really affect your self-esteem, which is the issue I had. So whatever you're going through, whether it's a physical or mental health problem, here in California, we all have health insurance or access to it. So there's really no excuse to not. Like, I want to go see a therapist. I haven't done it before. It's something that I'm really looking forward to. You watch movies where people go to therapy and you think everybody does that, right? But no, like almost nobody does it. When you watch the movies, it seems like something for rich people. Health care is something for everybody. I think for a lot of us, whether it's a pain issue or a psychological issue, and they go together. When you have psychological issues, they can cause pain, and when you have pain issues, they can cause psychological issues. Because I do believe what I've been going through is basically like a depression that's lasted my whole life. And so when you're depressed, you'll tend to surround yourself by other depressed people, and you just think that life just sucks, but it doesn't have to. I'm coming out, seeing the light at the other end, and that's why I wanted to share this with everybody. This is my public service message. Take care of yourself, be good to yourself. You're the only one that's going to. If you have somebody else that cares for you well, you're really lucky, and you need to appreciate that person the same way they appreciate you. I've thought about like different best friends that I've had in my life, and I've really only had a couple that I feel like I can really trust to care about my well-being. Everybody else seems to really just be out for themselves. Not on a day-to-day basis, but like just as a whole, like looking back at my whole life. A couple people that have always been in my corner. Recognize who those people are. Those are the people that you should be spending your energy on, not the ones that are treating you like badly. And that's another thing that I've noticed about a lot of people. It's poor character. You shouldn't be good to people that aren't good to you. It's not fair to the people that are good to you. One of my biggest problems when I look back is that I've been too good to everybody. People that have done me wrong in the past that I've known for years and years, and I'll just forgive and forget. And that's fine to forgive, but don't ever forget. Don't ever forget. Never feel like you need to hang on to this person because you don't have a lot of friends, and you feel like, oh man, if I stop hanging out with this person, then I'm just going to be by myself and I have nobody to hang out with. And whether that's like a friend or like a relationship, intimate relationship, cut it off. Like the moment something's wrong and you're not being treated correctly, assert yourself. Say, maybe not do this when you're angry, or maybe you need to be angry to do this. That's fine too. Let the person know how you want to be treated. You will know right away if this is somebody that you should have in your life any longer, because some people respond very poorly to boundaries. And those are the people that I'm talking about. Those are the toxic people that you should be watching out for. And so if you have somebody like this in your life and you care about them, You should confront them and don't tell them that they're toxic. Let them know that you want to be treated this way and that you care about them. And that if they continue doing things that cause you to feel bad, they don't have any respect for you. That's when you need to cut it off. So I know that like this is asking for a lot for some people. Like this sounds like a huge chore. You're going to be so much better off. Where in some ways I feel like I'm at that point right now where you have no friends. Like there's nobody that you can hang out with. People that are your true friends, like, and a lot of times they're busy, they've moved to another place. Like, you know that they're your true friend, but they're not here. Or they don't have time, and that's okay. Be open to, like, go do things. Like, look at the Meetup app, go places, meet people, and realize you're this new person now. You're trying to find friends that are going to treat you well. And that's what you're looking for, and you're going to find them. Ever so often, I'll have somebody respond to me like so positively, and we'll exchange numbers, and you could tell like they totally want to hang out sometime. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. So that's why Uber and Lyft could be a really cool job. When you meet thousands of people, you start to see, especially in my van where I have groups of people, you see how different people behave, and you start to see that the toxic ones are actually not the norm. That like there's actually a lot of really good people out there that are really cool and responsible and they care. I can identify who the toxic people are. Once you start to learn like the different behaviors that different personality disorders have, you're able to recognize them, and it's sad. But then also you see like I started to think like, oh, I can use this information to my advantage, but no. What I've learned is those are the people that you want to keep your distance from, because they're going to make things suck. You could have the greatest time with these people. Like, they will be so fun. And then at some point, they turn on you. When you feel good about yourself, it makes it a lot easier to treat other people well. And that's when you're going to find these other friends that are going to treat you well back. So that's the first step. Start feeling good about yourself. And then it's time to go out there and find some new friends. I love you guys. And I want to be your friend. Maybe we should do a meetup. Does anybody live out here? It would be kind of cool to have a meetup at the Proud Bird next to LAX. But if you guys want to do like a Valley meetup, because I live in Northridge, we could do that too. Ring my bell. It's like right here somewhere. And yeah, put on those post notifications, and that way you get an email every time I post a video. I'll try to make more helpful videos in the future instead of showing you all this drama that we go through as Uber drivers. Slave on, y'all. Peace.